Good evening, everyone. I hope I am visible as well as audible. Good evening, Harshit. Okay, Shubham. Good evening, Jatin. Good evening, Anurith. So I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, Shubham. Good evening, Shranu. I hope I am pronouncing your name right. Hey, Shreya. Good evening, sweetie. Good evening to you as well. Okay. Good evening, Vaishnavi. Yes, good evening to all of you. I am well as well, Anurit. All good this side as well. Thank you for asking. So, any idea what are we going to do today? Good evening, Aju. Any idea? What are we going to cover? What would be the topic for today? Any guesses, team? No idea. Okay. But at the very least, we know Honeywell Future Skill Edge program. We know about that? Shreya is saying OSI and TCP, right? So we do know about Honeywell. It's a CSR initiative by them and implemented by one and only Bharat Gears. So I believe this is something we all know. So moving on to the next slide, it's talk about the program. So just give me yes or no if this is something we already know. We can just skip that. Or do we need a revision? What do you think, team? Do we need a revision or are we good to go? Good to go? Or we need a revision. Arju is saying yes. Need a revision, Arju? Shubham is saying yes, revision is a must. Okay. So Honeywell Future Skills Edge Program, flagship CSR initiative, empowering over 2 lakh youth with future ready skills. So multiple verticals that we are going to cover, as well as the technical domain, that is cyber security. So if revision is that necessary, then who can help me revise the session hygiene rules? I didn't attend the previous lectures, so can someone help me with the session hygiene rules? Good evening, Ankit. Would someone here like to help me to revise the session hygiene rules? I am unable to recall what we did in the previous sessions. Okay, Arju is saying use real name. Okay, so did I join from my real name? Let me just check. Yes, I did. Okay. Second is join on time. So yes, I joined on time. Even that's not an issue. What else? So are these the only two session hygiene rules that we need to follow? Vivek has raised his hand. You can just type it in the chat box, Vivek. Just directly message it to me. There would be an option to message directly me. Shreya is saying don't share the meeting links with Anyone, correct? So I haven't shared it with anyone. Ajay is saying participate actively. So we all are participating actively. That's also a good thing. Do not share personal information. We are not. I am not sharing my phone number. That's why I have shared my LinkedIn account. And is saying use chat only for the session. Absolutely. And keep a pen and notebook in hand. So I believe we have covered all of the session hygiene rules. Or are we missing? Xiaomi is saying join on time. Xiaomi, you yourself haven't joined from your real name. Shreya is saying check for proper audio and video connection. That means our internet. No background distraction. Yes, that is correct, Tanya. So I believe session hygiene rules were easy enough. This is something we already knew. Okay, let's move forward then. So this is going to be the agenda for today's session. Yes, Aditya, good evening. So we are going to understand how computers communicate. What do you think? Do computer communicate just like us? The way we are communicating right now? Do the computers communicate in the same way or they have some different means and methodology to communicate? What do you think? Sweetie is saying no, they don't communicate like humans. Okay. Palak is saying good evening. Good evening, Palak. Arju is saying through network. Okay. So we'll be covering that. Second is the OSI model. So this is going to be interesting one. Through internet, they communicate using 0 as 1. Great, Aditya. Okay. So we'll be covering OSI model, how internet works, some of the internet tools, and of course, we'll take all your questions with some quizzes. So are we ready, team? Are we confident enough that we can say, yes, we are ready? Arzu is saying, yes, sir. Sweetie, Shubham, Anu, Reet, yes, ready. Jatin, yes. Harshit is also saying yes. HP is also saying yes. So HP as of Himachal Pradesh or Himanshu Pandey? Vivek, Xiaomi, Sanjeev, Tanya, and Palak. Okay, so let's go on to our next slide then. Of course, if revision is the must, then we should be able to recall what were the topics that we covered in the previous sessions. So, any idea what actual cybersecurity topics we covered in the previous session? Can we remember that? Protecting data. Okay, that's the interesting one. Let's write it down as well. Protecting data. What else did we cover in the previous session? Cybersecurity laws. Absolutely. Why cybersecurity is important? Okay. Checking whether our email is involved in data breach or not. Absolutely. So we covered some tools to check the email. Yes, types of data. So that would be covered under the topic data itself. Vaishnavi is saying 7 laws. Okay, so that comes under laws. 7 phases of hacking. Okay, Shubham. 7 phases of hacking have been written down. How am I saying difference between data and information? Okay. What else did we covered? Data versus information, right? Right. Password strength. Yes. How strong is your password? Absolutely correct. Teams types. So we also covered red team, blue team, and so on. Jatin is saying strong password already written. Why we need information security, correct. Behind the email too. So we also did some tools and practicals. So is that it? Is that all that we covered in the previous session? Or are we missing out on something? Phishing mail, yes. Great work, Rucha. Phishing mail. Let's see what other things that we covered. Shubham is saying penetration testing, yes. Pen testing. So is that it? I believe these were all the topics that we were able to actually recall. Just give me a yes or a no. Cyber attacks, live cyber attacks, Casper Sky, yes. Okay. Okay then. I believe that is it for the recap. So I hope we all remember all the topics, all the terminologies that have already been covered in the previous session. So let's move forward. Here is the form, the Google form. And for all those who are going to say, Sir, हमको link share कर दो. Please share us the link. I will do it right now. For all those who can just scan it, well and good. In the meantime, let me share the baseline link with you all in the chat box itself. Here it is. Just type it in the chat box, take a couple of minutes, and let me know once we have filled out the Google form. You can write it in the chat box. When I see majority of you are done, then we can proceed with the next slide. Come on, team. We have 58 participants. So, a couple of the students have completed, including Grucha, Shreya, Shubham, okay, Jatin, Kanya, Aditya, HP, okay, Harshit, Sweetie, Arzu, Mukesh, Shranu, Manish, Anamika, Pooja, Zeba, Anurit, Gurna, and Sanjeev. Okay, so these are the students who have completed. Anyone who is still filling up the form, please let me know in the chat box if we want or if we need to wait a couple of minutes more. If not, then we can proceed. Okay, Ankit, waiting, don't worry. Take 2 minutes more till 20. You can take the time. It is 5:17 till 5:20. I hope you will be able to complete it and then we'll proceed. 2 minutes more to go, team. Just let me know in the chat box once we are good to go. Vivek is saying, yes, sir, now have completed. Okay. Ankit, just write it in the chat box. Once we are done, Rucha has asked a question. Sir, do we need to do assignment as lecture ends or at last to get certification? I would say you can complete your assignments that I believe you are referring to the LMS. So yes, parallelly you can do it. There is no need to keep that for the last. Side by side, you can complete those as well. So when the master class is over, after that you can spend some couple of hours, couple of minutes, whatever feels comfortable to you. So are we good to go, team? No worries, Jatin. I will provide you a mail so you can put all your doubts and queries in that. Okay, Mukesh is saying yes. Arju is saying, sir, I have submitted my first assignment. Great. Okay, then. I believe everyone has already filled it, and let's move on to our next slide. Here comes another question for your team. How fast and smart do you think you are? So, once again, 1 means the least, 5 means average, and 10 means topper. So 10 out of 10 means you are the fastest and the smartest in the class. 5 means you are just an average student. 1 is like I have no idea, no confidence in myself. Aditya is saying 5. Sweetie is saying 8 out of 10. Okay. Arzu is saying 10. So Arzu is the most smartest and the fastest. Harshit is giving 9. Shranu 5. HP 7. Shubham 7 as well. Okay. Anurit is saying 9 out of 10. Only one person who has mentioned 10 out of 10. Sanjeev is saying 9.99. Okay. So unable to get rid of that 0.01 germs. Sita is saying 5. Xiaomi is saying 9. Okay. And Mukesh is also saying 10 out of 10. Okay then. Let's check. Is that really true? Anurit is saying 100 koi nahi ho sakta, sir. Okay, no worries. So let's begin with the quiz. Or will it be a quiz or a game? So, team, there are some random words. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I am unable to read it, team. Can somebody help me? What these are? I have actually no idea. Uh, can't make out. Hmm. What do we call these? Any idea? What I am supposed to do here? Can someone tell me that? What should be done with these words? Are these words or what are these? I have no idea, team. Can someone help me? What to do with them? So Tanya is saying shuffle and correct them to read them. Okay, I have to shuffle them. Or do I need to Okay, Shivam is saying rearrange. Understood. It's not the ciphertext, Rucha. These are just rearrange. Charan is saying decrypt. These are not encrypted. Okay, now I got it. So I believe first one everyone was able to decipher. Okay. So the first one you all are saying security. Okay. SECURITY. Perfect. So the first one is in fact security. Can someone help me with the second one? Just the second one. Hmm. Let me check. Okay, so you are saying that it is phishing. Let's check. PHISHING. Perfect. So this is in fact phishing. Okay. On to the third one. Yes, I am trying to check all of your answers. There are just a lot of them. We are still stuck upon the phishing messages. Okay, we are getting the answer of fourth and fifth, I believe. What is the third one, team? Can someone help me? I'm unable to figure out what the third one is. Okay, passwords. Okay, let's check it out. PASSWORD. So this is password. Great work. On to the fourth one. Not the third one. Which is the fourth one? Sir, fifth. Not the fifth one, team. Fourth one. Third one is password. Okay, I got that. Not the seventh one. I need the fourth one, team. Okay, Anurit, passwords 4 is equal to computer. Okay. COMPUTER. Okay. This is, in fact, computer. Okay, let's check the other answers as well. Yes, Harshit, computer is right. Yes, Vivek, computer is right. Okay, on to the fifth one. Let's see if we can get any answers. Namika is saying password. That has already been done. So the fifth one that you are saying is internet. Okay, let's check that out. INTERNET. Yes. So this, in fact, is internet. Great work, team. Yes, Shanu, it is internet. Yes, Sanjeev, internet. Yes, Tanya. Okay, everyone is saying internet. Okay, what about the sixth one now? On to the sixth one, team. Let's see, can we find answers for the sixth one? Sixth one is difficult, I believe. Okay. Okay, so we are getting the answers saying encryption. Okay, let's try it out. ENCRYPTION. Yes, this is encryption. Okay. I'm not very good at these games, so that's why I'm needing your help. Then we have the seventh one. Let's see. Can we get a solution for the seventh one? Seventh is software, sir. Okay. SOFTWARE. Okay, great. Software. Okay, three more to go, team. Sir, eighth is malware. Okay. MALWARE. Correct. Second last. This is a big one. This might seem difficult to us. Hmm, Cryptography. Okay. Cryptography. Yes, cryptography. And what about the last one? Application. Okay. A double P ILACTION. Perfect. So I hope all of the words are now clear. Just let me quickly check the chat box. Okay, yes, sir. Everything is clear. Okay. Software. Yes, that was the last one. Cryptography, malware, cryptography, software, malware. Okay. Correct, correct, correct. That is right as well. Software, malware. Okay. So are we good to go? Yes, 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 sir. Same answer from everyone. Okay, okay, okay. Great then. So now we were able to figure out the jumble words. Really appreciate the help from all of you. It wouldn't have been possible if you weren't there. Yes, sir. Let's go. Okay then. So here comes the first question once again. So what is the profit of these certificates? Lots of profit. First of all, it is completely free. Then you can showcase it on your LinkedIn and your resume, being job ready. So the first question for all of you is how the computers communicate. Computers don't speak English. Okay, networking is one of the answers. They talk through 0 and 1. Okay, binary only understands binary. Computers talk in binary language. Okay, everyone has the same answer binary language. Okay, protocols, networking. Okay, digital analog. Okay, 0 and 1 form. Okay, so even though binary might seem the correct answer, actually, there is this huge model with us that is known as OSI model, Open Systems Interconnection Model. When will we get the certifications? After everything is completed. So, ever heard of this OSI model? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes. Yes. No, no worries. No, sir. Okay. So, let's understand this. So, we have multiple layers beginning with the application layer, presentation, session, then transport, network, data, and physical layer. Let's understand all of these layers one by one. Beginning with, of course, our application layer. So as it is mentioned here, this is the layer that you see. So your WhatsApp, your browser, YouTube icons, all of this comes under application layer. So whenever you open WhatsApp to send a message, maybe to check the notifications, what actually happens or which is the layer that is responsible for that? It is going to be the application layer. So if I ask you, which application or which software do you use the most in your mobile phone? What would the answer be? Do you use WhatsApp the most, YouTube, or some other app? Shubham is saying Google. Okay, so that's a web browser search engine. Azu is saying I use WhatsApp, sweetie WhatsApp. Charan is saying Instagram. Okay. Sanjeev, Instagram as well. Palak, social media. So I believe it's the same answers. Harshit is saying GPay. So he makes a lots of transaction. Again, Instagram, Snapchat. Okay. Maintaining the streaks, being consistent. Huh? Browser for reading ebooks. Okay. Interesting. WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, YouTube. Okay. So I believe majority of you use social media. WhatsApp. Okay. Geo Hotstar. Of course. India versus New Zealand. That is tomorrow. Okay. So now we have an idea that which are the applications or the apps that we use the most. So this is the layer which helps you interact with the internet using those applications. So being WhatsApp, browser, email, Snapchat, Instagram, Amazon, Flipkart, Netflix, yes, Ankit, and also Google Pay, Zoom. Okay. So I hope application layer is easy enough. The layer where actually we get to interact with the softwares and applications. Is that right? Just give me a yes or no if that's clear. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so I believe it is clear to every one of you. Great work. Let's move on to the next layer. That is presentation layer. So this layer packages data. Sir, has the main topic just started? Yes, we have started with the OSI layers. So the presentation layer has the responsibility to pack stuff. So just think when you are going on someone's birthday, you are always packing gifts so that nobody can see what's inside that specific gift is. In the computer terms, in the computer language, your message that you are trying to send is converted into a format that computers can understand. So all of you were saying network, here it is, that actually converts the human language to zeros and ones. Why? Because of course, computer don't understand normal human language. So they convert the data into the right format. So yes, Sarzu, this layer transforms big data into tiny small packets. Data format, change and convert. Yes. So this layer is also responsible for encryption as well. Of course, we are changing the data format. Big, huge data into smaller packets. And what else? Let me quickly check. Okay. Converting big data into packets so that we can easily lift them up and share it with the other systems. Packets are data, but in splits. Absolutely, Arzu. So I hope presentation layer is also clear. Is that the case? Okay, yes, sir. And what about the West? Sir, just a moment. Okay, just let me know once it is done. Okay, good to go. What about the West? Palak is saying yes. Harshit, yes. Shanu, yes. SK is also saying yes, sir. Shubham, yes. Charan giving a thumbs up. Okay, Sanjeev and Manshu as well. Saying a big yes. Okay, then. Let's proceed to our next slide. Let's see what the next slides do. Session layer. So this layer is focused upon managing the conversations. But how does that happen? What type of convo are we trying to manage here? Any idea? What type of convo? So a very simple example for this layer would be whenever your phone connects with your friend's phone to start a communication. So this is my phone. I dialed your number and now your phone starts to ring. The ringtone plays and the phone is asking you to pick up. The convo between users like WhatsApp, okay. Conversation between computers, correct. The active data transaction time between computers, right? So, whenever the communication actually has to begin, the device need to start a session. So that is known as initiating. Then comes maintaining or managing. So it has to maintain and manage so that your call doesn't drops off randomly. Until and unless you disconnect the call, it is not going to be disconnected or cutted. Palak is saying it's responsibility for starting, managing, and ending communication session between two computers. Absolutely. Karan is saying termination. Arju is saying this layer initiate to start the convo, then maintain it, and then of course to stop it, also known as terminating. So whenever you are done with your friend, when you don't want to talk to him or her anymore, then you will terminate or disconnect the call. So that all, like the start, the management, the maintenance, and the termination, comes under the session layer. Yes, SK, that is absolutely correct. And what about the West? I hope it is clear to everyone. Just give me a quick yes or a no if that's clear. Palak is saying yes, sir. Okay. And what about the West? Come on, come on, come on. SK is saying yes, sir, as well. Arzu, yes. Okay, Shubham is also saying a yes. Tanya, yes, sir. Everything is good to go. Okay. I can't directly share the PPT, but all the resources will be available first of all on the LMS, and then the recording will be available on the YouTube itself. Okay, yes, sir. Then let's proceed to our next slide. Transport layer. So this layer's responsibility is to make sure that whenever your data goes from one place to the other, so let us say you send this picture to another friend, the transport layer has to make sure that no data is missing. So here, actually your data is being divided into smaller pieces so that they can travel faster. So this here is the purpose. Okay, Azu is saying this layer is responsible for the data to reach correctly, making sure that no data is missing. Absolutely. So the reason why it exists is we need to make sure, first of all, our data reaches correctly. And after that, we need to make sure it reaches completely. There shouldn't be any word or any sentence that has to be missing from the data. Xiaomi is saying it is responsible for sending the message to the right receiver safely and in a structured format. SK saying, what if the data is leaked during the transportation? Then the data will be sent again. If the other person didn't get their data, then we'll send it again. Malak is saying it is responsible for delivering data from one computer to another reliably. Absolutely correct. Sir, our data are transported from where to where? From the client machine, or let us say from you to me, depending upon if you are sending the message or I am sharing it with you. So I hope that's clear. Just give me a yes or no in the chat box real quick. SK is saying yes, sir, absolutely clear. And what about the others? Okay, Palak, Arzu, Rucha, Charan, Sweetie, Shanu, all saying yes, sir, absolutely clear. Okay, then let's proceed. The next one that we have with us is the network layer. So, which layer is responsible for transporting data safely? So, it is not just a single layer. So, our fourth layer is responsible for ensuring that the data reaches securely, whereas the layer 5 is used for maintaining the sessions so that there is a way for our data to go from one place to another. So both together will ensure that our data is responsible, or the layer which is responsible for transporting data safely will be our layer 4 and layer 5. Of course, the network layer. Now comes the destination. What do you think network layer will do? Any idea? Come on, come on, come on. What does network layer will do according to you? The network layer is responsible for routing data, okay, Palak, and using IP addresses to deliver data to the correct network, okay. Nope, not the network layer. Find paths, yes. So, the internet will decide that which path your data should take. So, if I ask you a simple example, from your home, you have to go to your college. How would you decide is the best way? Maybe by road, okay, maybe by air. I don't think that is going to be feasible, right? And maybe through water, having a ship or a boat when it rains heavily, right or wrong? Maybe a metro, correct? A path without the traffic, absolutely. Yes, Zeba. Find the parts that are most efficient ones, right? Less traffic, okay. First to friend house, then to college, okay. Depends upon the suitable path, correct? Connect many computers at the same time. Interesting. So how we are able to find the best path is that you guys already mentioned IP address. Through IP address, I can figure out which is the best way. So how many of us have used Google Maps? I believe everyone. Just give me a yes or no. How many of us are using Google Maps to go from one place to the other? Just write yes in the chat box so that I can know that how many of us actively use Google Maps, or do we have any other option as well to travel between one place to another? Okay, Shubham is saying Maple Maps. Okay, Anisha is saying yes. Vivek is saying yes. We do use Harshit, Sanjeev, Shranu, Apple Maps. Yes. So, whenever you use Google Maps, it shows you two different things. Of course, it shows you your source, that is your current location, and the destination, also including the time it will take plus the distance. Same goes for the network layer as well. It also sees, okay, which uh, route takes the least amount of time and which route has the least amount of distance. Of course, traffics also come into play, but we'll not go in depth regarding that. Yes, Yashnavi, for finding the best path. That is why network layer is used. Now that we were able to get the most perfect path, the next comes data link layer. So this layer, you can think of it as local delivery. The data has already reached your network. So here, from the Ethernet cable, it has reached my router. From here, we need to know which are the devices. Mobile phone is there, then there is a laptop, other mobile phones, and other devices. So data link layer basically handles all the local delivery. So if you need to get an example, just like Blinkit or Zepto, ever used any of these? Flipkart Minutes also can be included. Then Instamart. So these are the local drivers or the delivery people. That's why they are able to deliver our product under 10 minutes. Bus stand to home, absolutely. So that's how you cover the distance by foot. Yes, sir. Amazon. Okay. Convert data into frames. Absolutely. So that is our data link layer. Then, lastly, we have the physical layer. So, any guesses? What could this be? Can you repeat? Definitely. So, data link layer. Think of them as the local delivery. Once the data has reached to your router, after that, the router has the responsibility to share it between the endpoint devices. So, your WhatsApp, Instagram, or whatsoever you want to call it. The last thing or the local layer. So your Blinkit comes under this, Instamart comes under this, and so on. So I hope now we are clear. Just give me a yes or a no in the chat box. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, great. Swiggy, Zomato, absolutely. Okay, then. Moving on to our next layer. That is physical layer. So any idea what physical layer is? The hint is already mentioned here. This is a pure electricity, wires, cables, and signals. So, this is where the data travels through the cables, the signals, or even our Wi Fi. So, I saying the data is transferred over physical mediums like cable and Wi Fi. Okay. Physical layer is the data in the ones and zeros. Interesting. The towers. Okay. So, this is where actually the data moves. So I don't know how many of us will be able to remember. There was a concept of TRI in physics. TIR, not TRI. It was TIR, known as total internal reflection. We are not going into this. This is just a concept that was taught us in ninth or 10th in physics or science. So for the students who were at that time very interested and alert, they would definitely remember this concept. Rucha is saying optical fibers. Yes. Vivek is saying it is generally used to transfer from one to another by physical medium. For example, internet. SK is saying yes, sir. It was taught in the schools. Like broadband lines. Correct. Yes. Optical fibers. Total internal reflection. Yes, sweetie. And Ankit is also saying a yes. So I hope all of the layers are now clear to all of you. Please let me know if there are any other questions, any doubts. Vivek is saying it is in plus one. Okay, 11th. Got it. Okay, Vivek. Thanks for the clarification. Yes, sir. All clear. Okay, what about the West? Clear, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. What about the West? Harshit is saying clear. Okay. Sir, can you show how the show the fifth and sixth layers? Okay. Let me show it to you. Here is the fifth layer, managing the convo. And this is the sixth one, the transport layer, making sure there is no data that is missing. So SK, I hope it's clear now. Just give me a yes or no in the chat box. Yes. Okay. Sweet is saying yes as well. Manshu clear. Crystal clear. Charan is also saying clear. Okay, skip 1 second. Which one do you want to see? Sixth one. Okay. Sixth is this one, presentation layer. Just let me know once we are good to go so that we can proceed to the next slides. Okay, done, sir. Great. So now that we have covered all of the different layers, just give me a second. Okay. Now this is a mnemonic. Basically, is how to remember these all the layers in a single sentence. So all people seems to need data protection. So from this, can I say that the first one is application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport, network, data, and the physical layer. Is that correct? Can we use this to remember all the OSI layers in the OSI model? Okay, let's create a new one then. I want all of you to create a new one as well as I will give you one another that is in Hindi. So this is what we used when we were in our college. So this one was it. आज फिर से टेस्ट नहीं देना पड़ेगा. So application layer, okay, F is actually the P here. फिर से टेस्ट नहीं देना पड़ेगा. So presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layer. So can we create one of our own? Will that be possible right now? Can we use our curious minds and create one? A mnemonic so that we can remember the OSI model. The two are already on the screen. Will that be possible, team? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me know. Okay, Ankit is saying yes. So come on, come on, come on. Think of a one and let me know. Let's see, can we create right now? Can any of you come up with a new mnemonic to remember all these? Okay, Ankit has given one. आज पेपर सेशन तो नहीं देखना पड़ेगा. Okay. What about the rest of you? और फिर से can you write it again, Xiaomi? With whatever the edits that you have made. Okay, Aditya has given a pigeon saying that nobody drinking Pepsi. Okay, come on, come on, come on. At least three or four more. Think, think, think. How will you make a mnemonic so that you can remember the OSI layer? SK is saying unable to create one right now. Okay. Okay. Xiaomi is saying और फिर से तू नहीं डरा पाएगा. How about something like this? The one Xiaomi has said, आज फिर से तू नहीं डरा पाएगा. और फिर से की जगह वी आर गोइंग विद आज फिर से. No worries, SK. It's absolutely fine. Okay, Zeba has mentioned after popcorn starts, do not demand pressure. Okay, so I believe we got a rough idea regarding how to create the mnemonics, why it is easier to create one so that we can remember the OSI layer. Just give me a quick yes or a no. If someone is still making, please let me know, then we can wait for him or her. Okay, so Vedika is saying आज फिर से तुम्हें नहीं डांटना पड़ेगा. सब एक दूसरे को बस डांट रहे हैं. As is saying yes. So shall we proceed, team? Okay then. So these are the internet protocols: HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP, and DNS. Any idea what's the full form of these? Let's begin with the HTTP. What's the full form of that? Let me check the chat box side by side. Okay. Hyper text transfer protocol. And S here means hypertext transfer protocol, but secured. Right? Is that right? Okay. What about FTP? Any idea what is the full form of FTP? Okay. So that is file transfer protocol. SMTP? Any idea what is SMTP? Yes. Simple mail transfer protocol. Well done, team. And last but not the least, we have DNS. What do we understand by that? Any guesses? Any idea? Absolutely. DNS, domain name system. So let's try to understand all of these, shall we? Okay. Let me check the chat box. Data network secured. Nope. Domain name system. Okay. So I believe yes, all of them were the answers itself. So let's proceed with HTTP and HTTPS first. So one of them is good and one of them is bad. Which one is which though? That is the first question to all of you. Which one do you think is the secure one and which one is not secured? Okay, HTTPS is secured. Yes, HTTP is the one that is actually secured. Yes. So let's try it out as well. So if I go on to a website here and let us say go for Bharat Care's website. This starts to load. And what do you think? Is this a HTTPS website or HTTP website? Which one do you think is according to you? How to check that whether or not this website is HTTP or HTTPS? It is secure, but how do we know? How can I check it? Lock symbol near URL. I can't see a lock symbol here. Where is the lock symbol? Aditya, I can't see one. Rucha is saying click on link. Here you go. Still, we got nothing from the website link. Okay. HTTPS is secured. HTTP is bad. Right. Double click on the link. Okay. So it shows HTTPS. So that means this website is completely secured, right? So if I click this view site information, it says connection is secure. So if I click on this, ouch, your information, for example, passwords or credit card number is private when it is sent to this website. So this website is absolutely secure. Let's try another one then. Okay, let's try this website out. It says too long to respond. Let's try another one. See if some of it works. Okay, here it is. So what do you think? Is this website secure or not? Okay, not secure. Why so? Why is it not secure though? इधर लिखा हुआ है लिंक के साइड में. Okay. So everybody says it is not secure? Yes, sir, it says so. Not HTTPS plus as not secure. So here on the top left corner, if I click upon it, it says your connection to the site is not secure. You should not enter any sensitive information on this website. So I hope now we can differ between HTTP website and HTTPS website. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Okay, I believe everybody is just saying yes. Okay then. Now that we know the difference between HTTP and HTTPS, let's move on to our next slide. Let me fix this up. Much better. Okay, great. So the next slide here shows the email protocols. SMTP is for sending the mails that we already discussed as simple mail transfer protocol. But what about POP3? Does the second one has any full form? What do you think? Does it have any full form? Post Office Protocol. Yes. And what about IMAP? Any idea? What is IMAP here? Okay, Azu is saying it is Internet Message Access Protocol. So, how many of us are using Gmail or Google Mail? Is this something that we all are using? Yes, sir, all of us. Okay. So, do you think these protocols are used in the back end, behind the back, to make sure that you can send, download, and access? What do you think? Is that a yes or is that a no? Okay, of course. Yes, sir. Okay. Charan is also saying yes. Let's go back to the PPJ itself. Okay. So these are the protocols that are actually required so that we can view, we can send, we can download, and also access our email IDs. Then comes the difference between TCP and UDP. Ever heard of them? Or is it the first time that we are hearing it? Just write it in the chat box. Is this the first time or do we know something about it? In the chat box, you guys can write. No worries. This is the first time, okay? Arzu saying, no, sir, I know about this. What do we know about this? Okay. So let's take a simple example to understand both of them. Let's begin with the full form itself then. All of us knows what the full form is. So TCP becomes transmission control protocol, whereas UDP is user datagram protocol. So this is something that we have to just cram, just learn that what exactly are the full forms. Okay. So now what is the actual difference between these two? So let us say there are two people here that are sitting. So let's give the first person, let us say Max, and the second person, let's name Zach. Now, Max and Zach both are extremely lazy. So what's the full form of UDP? User Datagram Protocol. So Max and Zach both are pretty lazy. They don't want to stand from their chairs. But Max has a pen with him. And this pen, Max has to give it back to Zach. Now the question is, without standing up, how should the Max give it to the Zach? What would be the solution? They don't want to stand up. Okay, Harshit is saying one of the method is to just throw the pen directly. Okay, what else? Throw and catch. Okay, by throwing the pen. Okay, that is one of it. And that is exactly how UDP works. UDP is the faster one. But of course, it is less reliable because it is fast. Reason? You are not always guaranteed that whenever you throw the pen to the other person can catch it. There will be times where the pen, when thrown, won't be catched. There could be it was too much force to throw the pen and the pen went above the Zach. So that is our UDP. The other option is get someone else. He will take your pen, deliver it, come back and tell it to you that yes, that this pen has been successfully delivered. So that is our TCP, reliable but slow. This is not reliable. That is our UDP. Then roll the pen towards him, but it also can't work always. Yes. Throw towards Zach. Okay, already done. Throw is taken care of. Slide it on the floor, but they won't be able to pick up. Let us say if it is still didn't reach them, then there is going to be an issue. So that is the basic difference between TCP and UDP. TCP will be your transmission control protocol that is going to be much more slow, whereas UDP will become user datagram protocol. Now UDP definitely is fast, but it is less reliable. So can you give me some examples of TCP and UDP? Can someone give me example of TCP and UDP? Where would they both be used? In the chat box, you can mention everyone. Okay, so let's erase this here. Let's focus upon the examples. Okay. So UDP is used when you are gaming, cloud gaming, or we are when using Zoom. Why? Because it is fine to having some issues with the voice here and there, but we don't want the message to be available after 1 minute. That is going to be an issue. Whereas TCP will be used in messages because we don't want I am writing hello and what it reaches is hell. That is going to be an big problem. Yes, TCP is used in emails as well. Post letter offline, okay. That's a great example. Video streaming, messaging. So our video streaming includes in UDP like the WhatsApp video call, whereas Messages, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram will all be taken care of by TCP. So I hope it's clear now. The difference between TCP and UDP. Just write it in the chat box if everything is clear, everything is good to go. Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Okay. Any doubts, any queries, any questions? Let me know if there are any. Okay, let me just quickly check the chat box for anything suspicious or if there are any other questions that you might have. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes, 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 sir. All clear, all clear. There's too many. Just give me a second here. Oh, definitely. We'll ask questions, but that would be towards the end. Right now, we are just checking if you have any questions. We'll definitely be having a practical as well. Don't worry. Okay. So I believe everything is clear up until now. Okay. Next, we have the address. So if we want to go from one place to the another, we can use our house address. But they're not that not. Hmm. Maybe same for our computers or our systems. So what type of address are we going to use when it comes to our computer systems? I believe this is the answer that you all can give. IP address. Okay. Okay. So if I ask you that how many type of IP address are there, then what would be the answer? Of course, we are going to use the IP address of the source and the destination so that we could know where that specific data need to be sent. There are many types, okay? If I ask you a simple question that how many IP address does your system have right now? Then what will be the answer? Any idea? Okay, multiple classes. Yes. So we have IPv4, IPv6, correct? Okay. So Shavri is saying other types. It's not related to IP, but it is related to our networking. So local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, correct? German is saying two IP addresses and one MAC address. Okay. What about public IP, private IP, then MAC address? Ever heard of these terms? Or is it the first time? Sir, I wrote these. Okay. So what do you think is the difference between public IP, private IP? All of you were saying, sir, please ask questions from us. So here it is. Heard, sir. Okay. So any idea what's the difference between these two? The private IP, the public IP. What is the difference between those two? That is the question. Arzu is saying, sir, private IP address is used for LANs. Okay, and what about the West? What about the other IPs? What are those used for? Any idea? Think, 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 think. Any idea? Public IP is used on public network. Okay. Private is protected, hard to access. Public is open and anyone can access, right? Public IP is used for wide area network. Okay. Sir, is the private IP or VPN? No, VPN is totally something else. Okay, let's have a practical here. Let me actually show you how to know what your IP address is, both in Linux and in Windows. Plus, also, if you don't know what the right commands are, we can still do it as well. So if I press escape, I hope the screen is visible. You can see the Google and stuff. And one of the most simplest ways to search what is my IP. VPN is a virtual private network used to spoof the IP address. So I hope this is the one that we already know about, right or wrong. This is the easier method. What is my IP? If you search that, it will show your IP address, your location, which of course is not the accurate one as of now. But I hope this is clear. This shows the public IP that is available on the internet. That's why it is inaccurate. If you want to check it out, you can. If we are good to go, you can just write it in the chat box. That yes, sir, it is clear. Okay. Okay. The second option here is if I go into CMD, press enter and write IP config. So it shows me my IPv6, my private IP, IPv4, and all the other details regarding the same. I hope that's clear. How to figure out IP address. Okay. And if you want to delete everything, you just write clear and press. Okay, clear is not okay. That's the Linux command. Never mind. So I hope it is clear how to check the IP address. Okay. And let us have a practical regarding HTTP and HTTPS as well. So this is something that you can do on your own as well. So you will open just a profile and write Wireshark download. This is how you can check between HTTP and HTTPS and actually capture the packets. So once you click on this, just a second, there it is, Windows 64 installer. So I click on this, it will ask you, do you want to pay? In the end, it is no thanks, just download and it will begin the downloading. Now the good thing is I already have it downloaded. So there won't be much need to download it again. So let me just uninstall from my computer so that you can actually see how to install it. Are you interested in that? Want to see how to install Wireshark, how to use it? Just give me a yes or a no in the chat box. Yes, sir. So should I uninstall it or is it fine? Do you want to see from the very beginning? Should I uninstall it from my system then? So that I can show you how actually it works? Yes, sir. Delete it. Okay. So Wireshark uninstall. So here is the option uninstall. Next. Select the components. Let us say all of them uninstall. I hope you can see it is being uninstalled right in front of all of our eyes. Uninstall this as well. All can see it clearly. Okay. Let's give it a moment. And it says uninstall was complete. So shall we begin with the installation team? Are we ready with the complete focus, complete attention? Yes, sir. We are ready. Okay. So first of all, I need to figure out where it is actually downloaded. Okay, sweetie, HP, everyone is saying Anisha, ready. Charanu, ready. Charan is also saying yes. Okay, so if I go into downloads, there's an option that says Wireshark. Let's open it up. Next, next. By default, just leave everything, let it be. Next, and install. That's how simple it is. We don't need to change any settings, any configuration. Now, this comes pre-installed in your Linux environment. In the Windows machine, you have to install it. Let's give it a couple of seconds. There might be some internet fluctuation, I believe. Just wait for the installation. In the meantime, you guys can also download it and try it out on your system till the time we wait for it to install. I hope you all are also trying side by side installing it in your system, right or wrong. Okay, the chat box is completely silent, so I believe that yes, all of us are trying to do it side by side. So there's a pop-up which I will say I agree. Install. Let's wait. Okay, it says installation is complete. Next, finish. Back to the Wireshark. Let's give it a moment here. Almost done. Next and finish. So let me know once all of us are done with the installation so that we can proceed to the actual practical. Once the installation is complete, just write yes in the chat box. It will take a moment or two, I believe, but then the installation will be completed. Manshu, are we done? Or are you trying to complete it side by side? Okay, no worries. Just let me know once we are done. In the meantime, let's see how the practical happens. Let it install in the back end so that we can see the practical. Okay, team? Does that works? Let it install in the background, and in the meantime, we can see it how the practical is being performed. Just come back, everyone, so that we can try the Wireshark out. Network is slow, no worries. Shall we do the practical? Get the hands-on experience then? Okay then. So I already think the screen is visible. I will start the Wireshark. So can someone help me recall what was the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Which one was safer, secure and unsecure? So I believe HTTPS is going to be the secured one. So we won't be able to see the packets using HTTPS. So what we do instead is try HTTP. Okay, let's try it out. I hope the screen is visible. php.oneweb login page. I hope all of us can see the login page here. Okay, yes, sir. So here is the Wireshark. Let's add the filter of HTTP. We can only see the packets that are from the HTTP website. Sir, what filter should I use? Filter would be HTTP at the top. I hope that was the question that you were trying to ask. The filter inside the Wireshark Charan. Yes or no? Okay. So here there's the option to start capturing packets. I will click on start, continue without saving. Right here, let us say ANMOL, my complete name and password. Let me write something random and click on login. Okay. And let's go back to our Wireshark and stop the capturing. So what do you think just happened here? We signed up on a unsafe website and in the backend the Wireshark was open. So do you think we can see the passwords and the username here? Yes or no? Will we be able to see the password and the username inside the Wireshark? Yes or no? Just write it in the chat box real quick. I hope the internet is all good to go. Survey is saying yes, we'll be able to see the username and the password. Sir, there are two filters. There should be only one at the top where you can write it. Stop capturing, start capturing, and that's it. So now that I have captured, see the first one? Click on this and go to the last one, and here you can see the username and the password. So I hope that is clear. Just give me a yes or a no in the chat box. Yes, everything's clear. Okay, okay. Good to go. Can you please repeat? Definitely. So what you should do, let me close this, quit without saving. Okay, I'm repeating it once again. So what you need to do, first of all, we'll open any HTTP website instead of HTTPS website. So this one is test.onehub. I will share it with you in the chat box with everyone. Okay, so you can use this website to do this practical. So what do? You open the Wireshark. By default, it will give you these options. Click on the Wi-Fi. It is already starting, so we'll first of all stop it. Apply a filter, HTTP, and press enter. That's how it looks right now. We'll click on start capture. Continue without saving. Username. Let us give Honeywell, and the password should be Anmol Madan, and press on login. Now that is done, we should come back to our Wireshark and pause this. So here you can see there are multiple requests. Yes or no? Get login.php. Okay, there are multiple packets that we were able to capture here. Let's try it once again because there were lots and lots of packets that are right now here. Do you want to save? Continue without saving. Start again. Honeywell and password Anmol. Click on login. Get back and stop it. Okay. Let's see. What do you think? Will we be able to capture the packets now or not? What do you think, team? Yes or no? For all those who are saying yes, here it is. Close this, close this. See? Username Honeywell and password Anmol. So I hope that's clear now. All the way down, you can see the username and the password. Yes, sir. Okay. I believe only get data will be accessible, not the post. We are seeing the post one right now. 717 post. Inside the post, there would be the username and the passwords. We are capturing packets 3D because HTTP is not secure, so we can directly see the username and the password. Thanks to the HTTP not being secured. So I hope that is clear now. Just give me a yes or a no in the chat box, team. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's go back to our PPT then. Okay. So now we know how to see IP address, what is IP address, and also how to capture the packets, how to know which one is secure, which one is unsecure. So HTTP is not at all secure. So please never use it, whereas HTTPS is completely secured. Right or wrong? Yes, sir. Okay, then. So, for all those who are trying, you can do it after the session is over. Okay. So, for the time being, we are moving on to the next slide. That is domain name system. Any idea what DNS is? Okay. So, DNS is like a phone book. So, if I give you my number, you will save it against my name. Now, whenever you want to call me, instead of remembering my entire number, what you are going to do is you are going to remember my name. So, as soon as you search my name in your phone book or contacts, then you will directly call my phone number. Yes, Arzu, it is the phone book of the internet. So, this is how, even on the internet, we never have to remember the IP address. So, whenever you search Google, automatically the IP address related to the Google opens up. So, as we all know, humans are much better at remembering names than numbers. So, that's why DNS is used. So, I hope that is clear as well. Why domain name system is used? Right or wrong, team? Please let me know if there are any questions up until now. And I know some of you are still trying to figure out the Wireshark, but I want you to focus upon here now. How the domain name system works, because it is very difficult for us to remember the contact numbers. No, sir, no doubts. Just give me a yes in the chat box for all those who are still attentive in the class, still listening to the lecture so that I know who are the actual people attending the session. Okay, Zeba, Rucha, Arzu. Okay, what about the West? Charan, Manshu, Aditya, Shanu, Shreya, Sanjeev, Jatin. Is that it? Pooja. Okay. Xiaomi also. Okay. So if there are no doubts, let's move on to another quiz. So here is the QR code once again that you need to scan it. And for all those who are unable to scan, I will provide you the link as well. Just a second. Copy and paste it to everyone. Just take 5 minutes, not more than it, and let me know once you have filled it out. Okay, Yashnavi, no doubt, that is really good. If you were able to understand each and everything, Mukesh is saying send link already in the chat box. So take 2 to 5 minutes at max and let me know once you are done with it. Done, sir. Okay. Done, sir. Submitted. Okay. Done. 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 So you didn't accept my connection request. I did. I did for everyone. Just refresh it once and let me know. Okay, done. Sir, wait a minute. Okay, waiting. The test is done. Okay, done, sir. Let's see. Are we left with anyone who is still saying I have submitted? Okay, done. Great. Can you share once again? Okay. You want the LinkedIn once again? Just give me a moment then. Dhruv, I believe, was the name who was asking. Here you go. Send it in the chat box once again. Done, 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 done. Baseline is already done, Moin. I believe you joined late. The link was already shared in the chat box itself. So, okay then. If everyone has completed it, so let's do a quick recap of what were the topics that we covered in today's session. Okay, Azu has sent a big message. Okay, so if we need to just paste it here, will we be able to? Yes, this was what she shared. Up, not this one. Let's make it big. So these were the topics. Let's create another slide just for this one. These were the topics that was mentioned in the chat box. Okay. Okay, Shubham has also sent one. Here it is. I hope now it's visible. So I believe those were all the topics that we covered, right? Please let me know if you are sending something else. Which AI workshop, Xiaomi? TCP, UDP also correct. But I believe these were all the topics, right or wrong? Did we miss any? TCP and UDP, okay. Don't worry, it's absolutely fine. I spoke it up multiple times so everybody knows. TCP and UDP also we covered today. Okay, Azu? These were all the topics that were covered today. So I hope we didn't miss any. Just give me a yes or no so that we can proceed. Should we proceed? Yes, sir. Okay. So now comes your questions. If you have any, please let me know. Any questions, any doubts, any queries, anything from your end that you want to ask? Sir, can you provide link? LinkedIn has already been shared in everyone. Just check it once and let me know it has already been shared. See this one, the one with the thumbs up. No, sir, no doubt. All clear, sir. Thanks for the session. Okay. What about the West? Crystal clear, sir. Okay, perfect then. Let's see, do we have any others? Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Nice to attend. Okay, then. Bye, team. Take care. All the very best. We'll see you in the next session if there is no doubts. After the session, you can message me on LinkedIn that you always love to do.